Good morning, dear students. This is the continuation video for Standard 7 children, kinds of sentences. In the previous video, as I told you that sentences can be divided into 4 types. So, we are going to read one by one. The first one, that is assertive sentences, which is also known as declarative sentences. It states something or provides some information. It states a fact or an opinion. It can be both positive or negative. For example, Mary made a delicious cake for her daughter on her birthday. This is an affirmative sentence or a positive sentence. I did not go to the beach yesterday. This one is the negative sentence. I wrote in my notebook today. Positive sentence. I don't like bread for breakfast. Negative sentence. So, assertive sentences are those sentences that states a fact or an opinion. It can be both positive or negative. Interrogative sentences. And interrogative sentences ask questions. Interrogative sentences, we use an interrogative sentence to ask question. This can be WH questions. They are who, what, when, where, why, etc. Or yes no questions. Yes no questions, which includes the auxiliary verbs, that is may, could, would, may, can, should, will, do, did, etc. So this interrogative sentences either begin with WH questions or yes or no questions. For example, why are you so anxious? This is an WH question and it is an interrogative sentence. Are you leaving now? This is an yes or no question. A WH question can only be answered using an assertive sentence. It begins with a question word. The question words may be interrogative pronoun that includes what, who, where, which and whom. And we use interrogative pronoun as they are used to ask question about a person that we don't know. Interrogative adverbs, which includes when, why, where and how, they are placed at the beginning of the question. An interrogative adjective, that is which book, whose pen, what cushion, it helps to find answer to those questions that people may ask. And yes or no question can be answered with a yes or no. So this begins with an auxiliary verb. As I told you, yes or no questions begin with auxiliary verbs, which includes may, could, would, can, should, do, did, etc. Like for example, can we leave in another 10 minutes? Can you help me with this? Do you study in this question? So in this interrogative sentences, the answer would be either yes or no. And as you can see, these questions are beginning with the auxiliary verb. In the first sentence, the auxiliary verb can is used. Second sentence also the auxiliary verb can is used. In the third sentence, the auxiliary verb do is used. So yes, no questions can be answered with a yes or no. Now, question tags. Question tags are short questions having only a verb and a subject. So, interrogative sentences can be formed by adding a question tag at the end of the assertive sentences. Question tag consists of an auxiliary verb and a pronoun. There are short questions that include an auxiliary verb and a pronoun, like aren't we, or can't we. It always question tags always include an auxiliary verb and a pronoun. The pronoun must be of same gender, number, person as the subject of the sentence. Like for example, the peacock is a beautiful bird, isn't it? And you can see in this sentence, as the sentence is positive, the peacock is a beautiful bird, the question tag is negative. So with the positive sentence, the question tag used is negative, and if a sentence is negative, the question tag is positive. And a question tag is a short question including the auxiliary verb and the subject. Now, if the subject is I, the pronoun of the question tag is are, not am. For example, I am wrong, am not I, this is wrong. If here, as you can see, the sentence is, as you can see in this sentence, the subject is I. I am wrong. The subject used is I. So the question tag cannot be am not I. The question tag should be aren't I. Okay, so if a subject is I, the question tag should be with are, not am. And if the assertive part of a sentence is affirmative, the question tag is negative. And if the assertive sentence is negative, the question tag is positive. As I told you, if the assertive sentence is positive, then the question tag is negative. And if the assertive sentence is negative, the question tag is positive. Like for example, he is an honest man. This is a positive sentence, so the question tag should be isn't he. We are not running late. This is a negative sentence, so the question tag should be positive. Are we? He is an honest man, isn't he? We are not running late. Are we? Now, the third sentence is imperative sentences. An imperative sentence gives a command, an instruction, a piece of advice, or makes a request. So, imperative sentences gives command, makes request, gives suggestions, gives a piece of advice, or make a request. So let's see the example. Bring me a glass of water. This is a command. Please pass the salt. This is a request. Please open your shoes outside. It is a request. Fry the onions till they are golden brown. This is an instruction. Fry the onions till they are golden brown. Pay attention to the lesson in class. This is an advice. An exclamatory sentence expresses strong emotions or feeling of excitement, joy, surprise, anger, or sadness. An exclamatory sentence explains strong feelings or emotions, and they end with exclamatory mark. How beautiful the city is. Joy. I can't believe it. Surprise. I am so mad at her. Anger. Alas, he is no more. Sadness. Thank you, students.